Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's live stream. Guys, I know it's been a little bit, but I am so excited to say that I have watched a lot of movies this summer. A lot of them you and I talked about. Remember at the beginning, I believe of the summer, or it was like in March, we watched the trailers for the upcoming horror movies of 2025. There was a lot of them we talked about, especially like Bring Her Back, Weapons, Together. And I want y'all to know that I saw every single one of those movies, except for Weapons. I have not had a chance to see Weapons yet, but that's coming. So many movies. I had a chance to catch up and I'm really excited to talk to you all about them. I did not get a chance to finish. One of the things I didn't get a chance to finish was American Horror Stories season 3. I know I saw like the first 4 or 5 episodes, but I did not actually see the rest of the season. And so now I've seen it and I wanted to chat with you guys about it. And absolutely. So for this month, we're going to be talking about these movies. Okay. So today we're going to talk about AHS Stories season 3. And these are all going to be spoilers, of course. So please make sure you watch these before you get a chance to come to the live chat. And if you don't get a chance to watch them, just don't come watch them until you get a chance to. Okay. So tonight, again, we're talking AHS Stories season 3, the good, the bad, and the bloody. Then on this Saturday, we're going to talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer, the new one that just came out, the 2025 version. And then on Monday, next Monday, we're going to talk about The Substance, the 2024 movie. I finally got to see it. Finally got to see The Substance. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about that. And then the next one is going to be Bring Her Back 2025. Then we're going to talk about Together 2025. And then we're going to talk about Sinners 2025. So every other day, obviously, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, we're going to talk movies and shows. I'm also going to get a chance to catch up on Yellow Jackets. I'm so excited to see that too. So there's a bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about this month. And I also put together this wonderful video for Jessica Lange, breaking down her most iconic characters every single season of AHS that she was in. So I'm really excited about that. Don't know when it's coming out, but the video is like halfway done. So all I know is that it will be coming to you. And then, of course, how I would have ended AHS Delicate. That video has always been on the back burner, and I never got a chance to really put it out, but I'm going to actually do it. It's just a little long. That's the one thing that I really hesitated on putting it out for, is that it's very long, but I know you guys don't mind that. So don't forget, every single Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, we are going to talk movies. Tonight, AHS Story Season 3. Then we're going to talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 on Saturday. Next Monday is The Substance. Next Wednesday is Bring Her Back. Next Saturday is Together. And then next Monday will be Sinners. So, and then hopefully after that will be Weapons. That's what I'm thinking. But if there is a certain movie that has come out or whichever that you guys want to chat about, let me know in the comments. Either I've already seen it or I will watch it. Just let me know what you guys would like to talk about, what scary movie you'd like to talk about. And I will absolutely put a movie chat in there for us to talk about that movie that you would like to talk about. So please don't forget to put that in the comments. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. Buffy DeVille, thank you. There's a new Elizabeth Moss movie called Shell trailer released today, very similar to Substance. Can't wait to see it. Nathaniel, thank you so much for being here. Nathaniel says, as soon as I commented Yellow Jackets, you mentioned it. That's crazy and awesome. I know. Nathaniel says, I watched them months ago. I forgot. I need a refresher. You're my only AHS blogger. Thank you, Church Lady TM. And very quickly, guys, there is no new information on AHS season 13, though I am still putting AHS Mortuary out there to literary agents. Still nothing back. Matt, it's so great to see you. Church, I'm not sure which one you have said that you haven't watched yet, Church Lady. However, darling, if you haven't watched the rest of AHS Stories season 3 or any of those other movies, you might not want to watch the live chat because we don't want to spoil you. But if you want to be spoiled, then stay with us, love. White Bear Productions, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. When does season 3 start? Anita, which show are you talking about, darling? Is it Yellow Jackets that you're talking about for season 3, or are you talking about American Horror Stories? American Horror Stories has already started and ended, and sadly, I am way late to the picture. I do apologize about that. So much has happened, and there's no need to blab about it. You guys all know the thing. Anita said stories. It already started, darling, and it's already over. So it looked like Stories had 9 episodes. And we're going to talk very quickly about each and every one of them. And I'm going to tell you which ones I thought sucked and which ones I thought were really good. So let's see who's going to get as the wonderful, awesome woman who judges the people on Instagram. She judges their what they bring to potlucks. Let's see who gets death row and let's see who gets acquitted of their charges. Okay, guys, so that is your warning. If you do not want to be spoiled, don't be you got to turn back now, okay? Because now it's all out. Says, how did I miss this? I know, Anita, I hear you. For me, I always knew about it. I just did not have the time to finish it. And finally, now with this summer that came along with my kids and I, it just worked out. I was able to finish so much. So, me too. I didn't know till I got your notification. Okay, well, Anita and the church ladies, if you would like to turn around and not go any further, I totally understand. I do not want to be that jerk off that spoils you. So let's talk about season 3, episode 1, Bestie. And that is after the loss of her mother, a young woman tries to find a connection with a mysterious online friend. And I remember how I put this, I remember my review and I thought this episode was stupid. But, you know, as I go back, it really wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. Bestie was pretty decent. I don't remember the name of the young girl, but she does make a mysterious connection with a girl online that kind of like influences her to do things that she probably would not want to do, obviously, in ordinary life. And she goes to seek out who Bestie is. And it's a very nice twist to it. So again, the twist is that it is a woman who is mentally and physically twisted. So in my opinion, Bestie gets an 8.5. What do you guys think you would rank Bestie in regards to ratings? Now, remember, 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest. So again, I rank Bestie at an 8.5. Let me know about what you think in the comments on that one. What I enjoyed about this episode is that it really does connect to a lot of people online nowadays. A lot of people cannot not find their footing, but they can't find their people. I guess that's the best way to say it. They can't find their people. So when they go online and people are pretending to be their people, that can absolutely make for a dangerous mix. And it's really terrible that American Horror Stories has to take something like this and put a dark spin on it, because there's not a dark spin to put on it. It's absolutely sadly real. There's a lot of people out there that influence a lot of young people and older people to do things that they would not normally do. And it's just really, really sad. But I really thought that when I did the first review of Bestie, I just remember thinking how badly the episode sucked. But it really was not that bad when I rewatched it. So I give it an 8.5. Daphne is episode 2, and that is the one where a smart device with an artificial intelligence grows close to her user. And I have to say, that one I'm going to give an 8 on, because the whole thing is that there's this guy, he gets a cube from his friend who later dies in a car accident, but he sends him this cube. It's an AI like Alexa sort of thing. Okay, but it's a lot more advanced. And it will literally be a virtual assistant. It will do anything for you, anything. And it's pretty incredible. However, Daphne, okay, so this guy is an art trader or an art dealer, excuse me. So Daphne is helping him like increase the prices of the art for the artist so he gets more money. So it's like illegal. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but illegal art deals. So all this money that he's amassed at the end of the show, it all comes back to bite him when he's arrested. And he's like, no, wait, I didn't do all of this. It was Daphne. And the whole thing is that, yes, it was Daphne. But, he's telling Daphne how the COVID has really shut down his art dealer store and people won't come in. He can't sell and things such as that. So it's really difficult for him to make money. So she's the one who makes the mention about trying to do like illegal things to sell this art or to make this art sell and to make him money. But he goes along with it. I mean, this is just an AI program. It doesn't have a conscience and it doesn't understand that what it's doing is wrong and illegal. So I really liked at the end where you are kind of like the guy. You don't know if you've been fooled, because allegedly when the police come and arrest him and he tells them about the block, the cube, the Daphne, the cops are like, yeah, our IT people looked at it and that thing was never active. You never talked to it. And so it's either, was it in his mind? Did he just mentally break because he had been all by himself and shit like that? Or was she really real? Now, I believe, if I remember correctly, and I think I do remember correctly, at the end of the episode, Daphne clicks on real fast and then comes back off. So it definitely shows the audience, us, that she was real. But I wish that they would have not did that at the end of the episode. I wish they would have left that a lot more ambiguous to where is Daphne, was she really real? Did he really just lose his mind? Or like, was she really real? I wish they would have left us more with that kind of ambiguous answer rather than just telling us. We're not idiots. We can tell the difference between certain things, but what they presented to us was really badass. And again, without that ending, it probably would have been a 9 to me for that episode. But again, Daphne gets an 8.0. You guys let me know what you thought of that in the comments as well. Let me know what your rating is of that. And let me check very quickly. Blaze, it is so great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to talk about the substance very soon. Don't forget, I have weeks and weeks of live streams of movie chats set up. So you guys are going to get the notifications, everything. And we're going to talk about the substance. We're going to talk about Together. We're going to talk about Sinners, Bring Her Back. We're going to talk about so much. And we're going to talk about season 3 of Yellow Jackets too. I'm really excited. I was able to actually catch a lot of them. Buffy DeVille says a lot in that episode. A lot happened in that episode, which surprised me. Yes, I absolutely get it. Blaze says my favorite episode is Ball still. Yeah. And you give episode 1 an 8.5. Church Lady says, oh, I'm so about to chew one of my daughters out for watching it without telling me it was out. One of them have watched it. Blaze says, have you seen Unknown Number, the high school catfish? It's wild. No, but I will absolutely take a look at that. I guess that's on Netflix. Church Lady says, I'm watching episode 1 right now. All right, perfect. So you guys let me know again what your ratings are for those first 2 episodes. Don't forget to let me know in the comments, like Bestie and your rating, because we need to know the title. All right, let's move in to the one that I adore. The one episode that I give a 10, Tapeworm. And it is this beautiful up-and-coming model who will stop at nothing in her quest for success, but it all comes at the cost of insatiable hunger. So this beautiful model who doesn't need to lose 1 drop of weight. If anything, she needs to gain weight. She's so skinny. But this beautiful model comes to audition for Lisa Rinna. Her character is like this big modeling agent. And Lisa Rinna tells her, "You're perfect. You're everything, but you're too fat." And I just could not believe that. That should literally be the fat word should be like the F word. It should not. I mean, we should say the word fuck, but we shouldn't say the word fat. That's a terrible word. Fuck should be a better word than fat, in my opinion. So she goes on a diet that is basically Ozempic with her roommate, who is also a model. She's not making it though, but she's making it as a photographer, and that's fantastic. But sadly, the model, I'm sorry, I don't remember their names, but sadly, she can't be taking the Ozempic anymore because she has a heart condition. So she tells the doctor, she basically cries her way into his heart and tells him, "I need to be a model." And he says, "Okay, I'll help you, but you have to follow my instructions." And he gives her a tapeworm. He basically tells her to eat as normal. You're gonna be hungry, but you have to eat normally. Don't feed that hunger. But that's the first thing she does after she ingests the tapeworm. She eats her face out and she turns into a real see you next Tuesday. I mean, it's really terrible, but it's because she's feeding that tapeworm and it's getting so big and it's changing her mental chemistry and it's changing her body chemistry. The more she eats, like the more she's getting skinnier. So at first, everything is going great. She's getting on the cover of Vogue. However, the tapeworm has made her way too skinny. And unfortunately, it's got to come out. And I remember thinking, I remember seeing this on Ryan Murphy's 911 show. The only way you get a tapeworm out is through your butt. And I was thinking, this poor girl, when she takes the tapeworm, I'm thinking, girl, that's got to come out of your butt. And now that she has literally fed herself for months, the doctor thinks that this tapeworm is going to be like the size of a finger. But instead, it's like the size of Cthulhu. It's insane, the size that comes out of this poor woman. She gives birth, and it's giving no. It's giving no. It gives to where I don't care how thin I want to be. It will not ever be that desirable, that level of desire. I just can't relate. Can't relate. It's a no bet for me. It's mid. But the tapeworm comes out. It's so big that it basically eats the model that it came out of. Like, it kills her. But when her roommate comes home to grab her things because she's going to move out, the tapeworm and goes in her, and she is now the new next top model. So because she has the tapeworm in her, and she's so dangerous now. So to say tapeworm, excuse me, tapeworm, 10 out of 10. I loved tapeworm. Oh my God. Yeah, Anita, LOL. I loved it. Tapeworm was my kind of American Horror Story. I have to say, I will watch that episode over and over again. In fact, I think I watched it twice. Watched season 3 all through again. And then I went back and watched episode 3 again. So Blaze says, I have a love-hate relationship with this episode. I bet a lot of people do. I absolutely bet a lot of people do. But I really loved that episode. But I don't want to say I hated it because I understand what you're talking about. Like the thinness and how the tapeworm is in her body and it comes out, and it just, everything about it is just so gross. It's like almost like the substance, but it's just so good. I'm sorry. I give episode 3 tapeworm a 10.0. Okay, next episode 4, Oregon. Okay, this one gets death row. Okay, it's a blind date through an online dating app. Does not go as planned. Basically, it's the old rumor about a man goes on a date with a woman. It's a wonderful date, but he wakes up, he's drugged, passes out, wakes up in a bathtub full of ice, and with a note that says, "Go to the hospital. I took out your kidneys," or something like that. So yeah, that's basically what like this episode was. This guy goes on an online date and everything is going fine, but they take his organs and stuff like that. I don't know. Death row. Death row for that one. I give it a okay. Well, I mean, it was better than Murder House. You know, I mean, it was kind of something to watch. I don't know if I'd watch it again. Not like Tapeworm or Bestie or some of those other good ones, Dollhouse and everything. But maybe I'll give it a 4. Yeah, I'll give it a 4. Death row for Backrooms. So let's move. Oh, sorry, death row for Oregon. So let's move into the next episode, episode 5, Backrooms, and that is where a desperate father pledges to do anything and go anywhere for a chance at finding his missing son. Now, this was one of the ones that I was also really excited to watch, and I gotta say, it really wasn't. What am I trying to say? Disappointed. I wasn't really disappointed. I enjoyed the episode. However, I guessed the ending immediately. After, you kind of understand why the backrooms are there and why people go through them. Okay, so this guy, this dad, his son is missing. He's a writer for Hollywood and he's been following every single lead to try to find his son who's been missing now for a while. Um his wife is now either dating somebody or remarried or whichever. They're divorced. He's by himself. But he's been going like at certain times, he will just disappear into like these back rooms that are just all in the same wallpaper. Looks like a hallway from the 1970s, maybe like in a doctor's office that you would find, but really with like no doors, no windows, no nothing. And evil demons are chasing you. So you have to get out of the back room before they get you. But basically, the whole thing is that the father is in these back rooms because he is feeling so guilty about the fact that he is the one that murdered his son and buried him. So I figured out the twist pretty early, and I'm sure a lot of you did too. When you hear about the son going missing and you hear about um how the back rooms are supposedly a place for like maybe like a soul to find justice or to confront something like that. I apologize. I kind of just ran through these and I did not take down notes. It's the first time I've done that, so I apologize. But I have to say it was pretty tense. I will definitely give it a 7.5. But that's just due to the fact that I already guessed the ending. And right before he goes into the back rooms for the last time, his wife calls him up and she's like, there was cameras, at the playground that you took him to. We know what you did. Why would you do that? And then he like disappears forever into the back room. So yeah, that was definitely pretty good, I have to say. If maybe they had done a better job of showing us more about how this father cared about his son more than his scripts, his career, and the rest of his life that he was actively pursuing, I think I would have bought it a little bit more and been a little bit more shocked, but I kind of guessed that ending pretty fast from the jump. So, and like I said, I'm sure you guys did too. If you didn't, no problem. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought and what you felt. I would be very grateful to hear about that. So again, Backrooms is going to get a 7.5. If they would have did a better job with letting us know that, the father really loved his son and there was just no way he would have done that, and then to really trick us and be like, oh yeah, he was the one to do that, I probably would have given it a 9.5 or a 9. But Backrooms gets a 7.5. So let's talk about Clone. This one made me so sad. I'm not going to lie. So, episode 6, Clone, is about a guy. He's a tech billionaire. He has a stroke and he has the technology to have a clone made of him to replace himself for his lover. And that was like his plan, but it just, Okay, so basically, this older man has a school teacher as a lover, and he's probably in his mid 30s. But the older man is a tech genius, has his own companies, very rich, all that stuff. Tech billionaire. But I guess he feels that his boyfriend is just nothing more than a teacher. So I guess he doesn't really think that he has more to offer or to give. So yeah, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship with them. But this tech billionaire does have a stroke, and his lover comes to be there with them, and that's whenever the tech billionaire's head of I guess tech tells him, "Hey, look, he kind of anticipated that something might happen like this. So what he did is that he made a clone of himself, a robotic clone. That clone is going to be with you and keep you company and take care of you until your boyfriend makes it really out of the coma. And they have so much great technology that he will eventually be out of that coma. But this is just a temporary so his boyfriend won't be lonely." And at first the boyfriend is like, "Ugh, I don't want a robot. I want him." And then it obviously slowly turns where the clone actually listens to the boyfriend, where yet the real person, the tech billionaire, never listened to his boyfriend, kind of always downput him, never really heard what he had to say, never cared. And this clone cares. It's actually very beautiful. This clone is very calm, tame, passionate, kind, caring. I mean, it's incredible. And it's everything that the boyfriend wanted. And then all of a sudden, now the tech billionaire is awake. He's cured of his stroke. Everything is great. And the clone has to go back. And that makes the boyfriend very upset. He really loved that clone. He really liked it. But he does give it back. And then afterwards, the boyfriend meets his high-tech billionaire boyfriend and he kills him. I said of water, I wish this was a shot of something. In my opinion, Clone had the potential to be really incredible. Maybe something such as the clone could have stayed with the boyfriend and the boyfriend could have just like taken the clone and they could have just ran. I don't know. It would have been something better than that tech billionaire coming back to life and being like, "Okay, I'm going to take my clone away and I'm going to kill you." I- 5. I give it a 5. I give it a 5. And don't forget, guys, if you are also rating these in the comments, which I do hope you are, because I want to know what you guys thought of them as well. Don't forget to write the episode title, like Clone, and put your rating in there so I'll know which one you're talking about. But Clone had the potential, had the potential, had the potential. But it was better than Oregon. So all right, let's move on to season 3, episode 7, titled X. And this is where a dangerous patient disappears, and a determined nurse, a hospital nurse, sets out to find her, uncovering a horrifying truth in the process. Okay. This one I really liked because Henry Winkler was also in it. So, okay. This one was pretty cool, pretty scary. I'm definitely liked this one. Okay, so this one is where a security guard is like working at a hospital, or a nurse, I'm sorry, and he's outside and he sees a woman. Her mouth is wide open, like she's terrified, like she's screaming silently. So they bring her into the hospital and they try to check out what's wrong with her. They take blood, but before they can really run any tests, one of the male nurses is murdered and the woman disappears. So the other nurse, okay, so there's 2 nurses. There's a good one and a bad one. The bad nurse didn't put in the blood, obviously, for a reason. And the good nurse wants to know why. She wants to know what happened to that woman. Why did that woman kill the male nurse? And what about her? But the bad nurse is telling her, like, just ignore it. Just keep going on. Just don't look into it. But of course she does. So the woman keeps reappearing and like pointing and doing all that stuff. So long story short, the good nurse finds out that the doctor, Henry Winkler, is putting certain patients into comas so that way they can use them as test subjects downstairs in like the basement, I guess, of the hospital. And that's called Ward X. So that's where the X comes from. And it's about, so the woman basically who has shown up with her mouth open and she's in fear, she can't say anything, but her eyes move and stuff like that. She is obviously one of those fellow patients who have escaped, and she's trying to get that good nurse to basically help her. And she does a good job actually in helping out that good nurse at certain times when it's needed. She's there to save her life at least twice, what I counted. But sadly, the good nurse just can't do it. And she sadly gets put down there in Ward X as one of those patients. So I have to say that this one kind of reminded me not of like Last Shift. Well, yeah, I guess it kind of did remind me of Last Shift. And that's where there's two of the same movie that's put out. I don't remember the second one, but it's where a police officer or a nurse, depending on which movie you watch, is in a hospital or a police precinct for the last 24 hours. Everything's been cleaned out, and all they have to do is stay there and direct calls to the new precinct. But there's things there in the actually in the hospital or the police precinct that are ghosts that are leading this person to the secrets and to find them out. So that's what it reminded me of. And I have to say that was a pretty good little scurry one. And I'll absolutely give X a 9.0. Definitely 9.0. Again, there's a lot of really good things about this episode. It was in black and white. Max Winkler also directed it. Max and Alexis Woodall, both of them directed a lot of these episodes, and a lot of them were written too by new writers, and a lot of them were also written by Manny Cotto before he passed away. May he rip. Absolutely. So I have to say that X has to be another one of the standout episodes of this season. Just due to the tone, due to the actors, and just due to the cinematography. I don't know, just everything about it was magic, in my opinion. It's not tapeworm magic, but it was pretty damn near close. And again, X gets a 9.0. It was fabulous. So let's move into season 3, episode 8, Leprechaun. Dude, okay. So in order to make ends meet, because these 4 guys are living in like, I guess, a meth infested town where there's no opportunities, there's no jobs. And even if there are, there's nobody to pay, nobody to come in to patron the place. So nothing to even pay the employees. So these 4 guys, they're unemployed laborers. They decide to break into a local bank, but it's a local bank that's run by leprechauns. So we get the beginning of the episode where a guy, basically, it's like the early 1600s, I guess. He won money in a poker game, and he sees a big well with like a gold aura coming out of it. And he goes to look in, and he's pulled into it. So then we go to the 4-day labors. I have to say, I did not like this episode because, number one, I guessed a lot of it. Again, I already knew what was going to happen, that the bank was run by leprechauns, and that the main guy, out of the 4 guys who are the unemployed, we have alleged good guy. His fiance is just a worker at the bank. I guess she's a manager, and she's pregnant. And then we have alpha guy. He's just an idiot. And then we have smart guy, does computers. And I don't know, some other kind of guy. I don't know. But really, you need to worry about these 2 guys right here. The somewhat good guy, the guy who's robbing for good reasons, and the guy who's just a fucking moron. Guys, they go to break into this bank and to do the whole thing like they are a group of 16-year-old boys on their own for the first time at like Disney World with a bunch of money and an unlimited pass. That's how they act like. They're so like excited and kicking and screaming and punching each other and like high-fiving while they're breaking. Oh my God. Dude, all I kept thinking about when I was watching this episode was I had Steve Buscemi's voice in my head from Reservoir Dogs saying, those guys are not fucking professionals. There's no way people who really need money, who are desperate, are basically going to rob a bank in the manner of, like I said, that they're 16-year-old boys on their own for the first time with a bunch of money at Disneyland and free rides are everywhere. They're just broing and high-fiving. It's insane. There's no way. Obviously, it shows that they're amateurs, obviously. But anybody who's never even robbed a bank before and who probably wouldn't even think that it's a challenge, sort of like this bank was. This bank really wasn't much of a challenge. It didn't really have much security, and they took over the cameras and stuff like that. So it really wasn't much of a challenge to them. But still, we're talking about $5 million that they think they're going to steal out of this bank. $5 million, and that's why they're doing it. And these idiots are literally acting like they're at a keg party. I'm so glad when they were murdered by the leprechauns. Oh, I loved it. I was clapping so much. Now, sadly, the somewhat good guy, he is confronted by his fiance, his pregnant fiance. She confronts him and his idiotic friend. They're trying to break into where all the gold is down underneath the bank. And she tells her boyfriend or her fiance, she's like, look, it'll be okay. As long as you didn't take any gold, I won't have to kill you. And he shows her that he did take some gold already. So she has to kill him. So basically, the fiance and her grandmother and other certain people there in the town too are leprechauns. However, due to the town being so dry and not a lot of people there, they're hungry. The fiance, doesn't really need to feed very often, but people like her grandmother need blood a lot. So therefore, throughout the episode, you've seen a lot of missing person posters around everywhere, and that's where all the missing people have gone. They've gone down that little tunnel that I told you about in the beginning, because people have looked down there and they've seen the gold. Because the boyfriend, when he's trying to steal all the gold, he looks up and he's like, oh my God, wait, there's like that tunnel right up there. It looks like a wishing well from like up top, but so many people have looked down it and saw all that gold, and in doing so to get to it, they've been murdered by the leprechauns, and then that's how they've been able to live and needing the blood. But again, I already picked out the fact that the fiance pregnant girl was a leprechaun. I knew her grandmother was a leprechaun. I loved it that she had to kill her own fiance because he was so greedy and he stole the gold too, so she had to kill him. And at the end of the episode, they're all drinking the blood from her boyfriend, and she's looking at it and she's like, oh, this was my fiance. She's drinking it. That was the only good thing about it. So that was the only redeeming quality. So I'll give Leprechaun a 4.5. A 4.5. It was a little better than Oregon, but I could definitely tell with that twist and with those boys acting like they were just at a frat party. I couldn't. I was so annoyed with that, and I just couldn't get past it any further. So 4.5 to Leprechaun episode 8. Now the final episode, episode 9, The Thing Under the Bed. I immediately saw Debbie Ryan and recognized her from Insatiable and so much other stuff. But she basically is a wife, and she's having nightmares about something under the bed with this small child. And the small child is called, it's a bird name. It's a bird. He calls her a bird. This girl is not Debbie Ryan. She's dreaming of somebody else. And then something under the bed gets the little girl. Debbie Ryan wakes up and she's telling her husband about it. And he's like, look, it's just dreams. Let's focus on having a baby. And she's not ready to yet. She's taking birth controls while she's also taking the D. So she's just totally not about that mom life just yet. But sadly, One night, right after the beginning of the episode, the thing under the bed pulls Debbie Ryan's husband under the bed and he's gone. So now, obviously, she's alive and covered in blood, and she's the prime suspect of something that happened to her husband. But afterwards, she does a lot of research online and finds out that her husband isn't the only one who went into their bedroom and went missing afterwards, never to be seen again. So, with the help of her sister, she starts researching about what could be happening. Her sister doesn't really believe her, but there's a nurse at a hospital who I believe was our NYC killer. Our NYC, I believe that was him. I'm not positive, but I believe that was him. Excuse me. And he tells her that, look, he's got a patient here that she's comatose and she should be flat. Basically, her brain function should be flat. But there's certain times when her brain function actually goes crazy. And when her brain function goes crazy in the coma, that's when people go missing. So they put it two and two together that the comatose patient is the reason that these people go missing. So Debbie Ryan goes to the comatose patient's house and talks to her father and realizes that the father and the house and the little girl that's the place. Debbie Ryan is there, and the little girl that she's been dreaming about is the patient that the brainwaves go funky and people go missing. So she spends the night there to try to find out what, could be happening. And then she realizes basically that, I guess the woman's name is Maria. Maria is not Debbie Ryan's character, is the woman in the bed who's in the coma and having the brain fluctuation. She realizes that when Maria has these brain fluctuations, that's whenever a demon comes out and takes people who have a same ability to astral project. I don't know, some kind of ability, some kind of ability to dream or some kind of shit like that. Anyway, Debbie Ryan has that ability, and that's why it came and took her husband. So sadly, Maria goes into more of these little mind things, and more people die. The nurse and Debbie Ryan goes there to kill Maria. But Maria ends up telling Debbie Ryan, hey, you can't kill me because I'm the master of all of this. So basically what happened to Maria is Debbie Ryan is having a dream that Maria is a little girl, 8 years old, and something is under her bed. And the dad tells Debbie Ryan, yeah, there was something under her bed that night. It was a guy who broke in, I guess from like a mental institution. It was a crackhead. I don't know. It was some weird deranged guy. So I guess that Maria now harnesses that guy and like sends him out to kill people who have her same power whenever she's in the, it's a thing under the bed that comes and kills people, and it kills Debbie Ryan. It kills them all. None of the cops believe her. The sister sees it, but nobody believes her. It's crazy. It's long-winded. It was okay. I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6. It was there. It was there, and it was there to watch. So I have to say, I enjoyed seeing Debbie Ryan. Absolutely. I know she's really not a good person, but she's not a bad actress. I didn't say she was good, but I didn't say she's bad. But it was nice having her in there. She's new to the AHS universe, as far as I can see. And it was really nice to see her. The whole premise of it was a little twisty. They could have done it a little bit more easier, a little bit more from A to Z, a little bit more straight lined rather than from A to Z. It's all twisty and crazy and shit. So it could have been a little bit more basic, but it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't as good as like the other ones. So that is my general consensus of season 3 of American Horror Stories. Like I said, the best one out of the whole thing had to be Tapeworm. It gets a 10.0. X gets I guess I gave it a 9.0. And then, of course, Bestie got an 8.5. So yeah, I went on ahead and ranked them all in there. But yeah, those were the top ones. Those were the best ones. Like I said, Tapeworm, straight up, absolutely 100% number one. X, Got to definitely put that one as number 2. Bestie is number 3. And Backrooms is number 4. So I am going to take your comments now because I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let's hear it. Okay. Backrooms was okay, says Blaze. All righty. Blaze says, I'm excited for the Backrooms movie that's coming out. Ooh. I did know it was based on a creepypasta. I didn't really know exactly what the creepypasta was, but watching AHS Backrooms, I kind of get it now. But yeah, that's absolutely awesome. Blaze says, didn't the Backrooms originally? Oh, yeah, because of one of the pictures. Yes, absolutely. Clone made me sad and uncomfortable. Yes, exactly. White Bear says, I didn't know there was an episode based on Twitter. LOL. Yeah, right. I hear you that too. White Bear Production says, Leprechaun at home be like, Jillian? Blaze said, I stopped after Oregon. I got distracted and forgot about the last 2. LMAO. Actually, hold on. Oregon is number 4. So there's 5. So there's Backrooms, Clone, X, Leprechaun, and The Thing Under the Bed. So yeah, there's 9 episodes in total of season 3. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Looking forward to hopefully getting another season. I can't believe they killed Jesse in this episode. Hey, Jesse. Oh, yeah, I know, right? But yeah, that was my consensus on season 3. I enjoyed it. There were definitely some episodes that were just no. And there is a woman on Instagram, like I said, she goes through, I wish I had her handle, and she goes through people who have brought food from potlucks, 2 potlucks, excuse me, and she judges them. And she will tell you what she thinks of them. And I am absolutely giving death row 100% to Oregon, Leprechaun, The Thing Under the Bed, and the rest of them, they can get parole. But Bestie, Tapeworm, and X, they will get keys to the city. Keys to the American Horror Story city. That's what I say. I'm seeing the new Conjuring on Friday. What? Oh, I forgot about that one. Oh, yeah, Jack and Janet Smurl. Okay. When I see the new Conjuring, I will absolutely, we'll have to do a movie chat about that one too, because I'll see it probably this weekend too. Not gonna lie. I have a new program now that allows me to see movies, and I have a card to the cinema so I can actually go see things. I just haven't had a chance to see Weapons yet. But I did see I Know What You Did Last Summer, Sinners, yeah, Together, and all that stuff. So I cannot wait to talk with you guys about that. And I can't wait to see the new Conjuring, Blaze. Hopefully it's going to be better than part 3. The Jack and Janet Smurl story is really awesome. I got to say, the movie The Haunted that I showed you guys on YouTube, hopefully you guys went and had a chance to go watch it, because that is what number 4 of The Conjuring is going to be about. But sadly, Jack Smurl allegedly was a horrible alcoholic and beat his wives. And Janet, I don't remember about Janet, but from what I've heard from people who dismiss the Warrens and the Smurls and everything, that's what their argument is. I don't dismiss the Warrens. I don't dismiss the Smurls. I was not there. And if they want to make a movie to entertain me about it and to scare me and to give me some entertainment, I'm going to watch it. I'm absolutely going to watch it. White Bear Production says Stories season 3 wasn't as bad as the last 2 seasons. They have some enjoyable episodes, and I feel it could improve a little bit for the next season. Oh, a 7.19. Or you give it a 7 1/9. Okay. Blaze, you loved Weapons. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, so no spoilers. No spoilers. But like I said, I'm sure I'll be able to do Conjuring this weekend. And I'm taking my girls next weekend to see the new Demon Slayer movie. So I I won't be live streaming on Fridays, obviously, because I'll be checking the movies. But I will be live streaming Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays, and we're going to talk about all of these movies. Um, I'm being a part of a Halloween gay walk. Me and my coworkers are going to be zombies. Love it. That's fire. That's badass. Okay, so this Saturday, we're going to talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. That is our movie live chat. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't watched I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025, either watch it before Saturday, or before Saturday at 8 p.m., or just don't watch it and come back when you have. Same thing for Monday. Monday, we're going to talk about The Substance, and that's 2024. Same thing with next Wednesday, we're talking about Bring Her Back. And then next Saturday, we're talking about Together. And then next Monday is Sinners. Well, not this next Monday, because, next Monday is The Substance, but the Monday after that, the 15th. And then hopefully the next one will be Weapons. But when I do see The Conjuring, I think I am just going to slide a live stream in there because I don't know if I can wait to talk with you guys about that one. But I just want to thank you guys very much for all being here. I really appreciate it. My sweet mother-in-law moved out. It was just her room did not have fresh air, fresh light, fresh anything. And our sidewalks were just all creepy and crazy for her. She couldn't really walk on them. So she moved out and got a place of her own, and she loves it. She has nice, good paved sidewalks, and my husband is also taking care of her. So it's been really difficult this summer because my husband basically lives here and there. So he can take care of her, and I'm here taking care of the kids and the house. So it's been very difficult, but it's been really working out because my mother-in-law is a lot more happier, and we're a lot happier because she's happier. So that's why I definitely apologize, you guys. I haven't been streaming. I've just been pulling single mother duty for literally probably a good 4 months. But I've got some really good stuff. Again, I've had a chance to see some really good things, to make some really great videos, and I cannot wait to show them to you guys. Again, a lot of them are already preset and pre-put up, so you'll definitely get the notification. Don't forget to click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to click the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I go live or whenever I put up new videos. And also don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it if anybody out there would mind checking their subscription and make sure that they are subscribed. And as far as that, I'm going to give overall season 3 of American Horror Stories a 7. Overall, a 7. That might change, but as of now, that's my impression on it. And yeah, let me guys know what you think as well. And then don't forget, if there is a scary movie, a horror movie, I know I say it weird, but that's me, that you guys would like me to check out, let me know in the comments. I would love to check it out. And very quickly before we go, I have to show you guys. Look what I picked up from the bookstore. It's Halloween. It's a lunch pail. It's at the top. This is the side the night he came home. It's the same on both sides, and it's the same on this side. But look, it comes with a thermos. When I saw that, I was like, mine. It comes with a thermos. Look at this. An actual freaking thermos that can be used. Oh my God. I was like, ooh. And the thermos too is just so awesome. It's the same thing. It's like the thing, but still. I mean, I have to literally put it up here so my kids won't take it to school because they think, oh, that'd be cool. I'd like to take that. And like, no, this is a collector item. It's not going to be used for lunches. And of course, on the inside, there's no dents, no dings, nothing like that too on the inside. It's all beautiful. Nothing on the sides. Oh, it's great. Oh, hang on. Let me fix it. Put it back in there. It's so great. I had to show you that. I also got some brand new movies that I'll have to show you guys soon. I got Rosemary in 4K. Oh, Rosemary's Baby in 4K. Son of a gun. Oh my God. I guess I'm gonna have to put up a video about it because I've already put them away. So, but I picked up so many new movies. Oh, one thing I can definitely show you is UHF. I got UHF, the Weird Al Yankovic movie on Blu-ray. UHF, UHF. I love UHF. Oh my God, Weird Al Yankovic. I used to watch that movie all the time as a kid with my brothers, so I can watch it now and actually be like live, be nostalgic. But thank you all again so much. Oh, so much for being here. Oh, and I'm also reading the James Patterson book about the Idaho 4. I took the cover off of it because I just didn't want to mess it up. And when I read books, I don't like to worry about the covers. But so yeah, I'm reading the Idaho 4 book. I'm almost done with it. And yeah, that's basically it. I have just had a great time with you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. I cannot wait for Saturday when we are going to talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. So don't forget, if you haven't seen it, don't watch it with us on Saturday, or if you do, watch it at your own discretion. So spoilers now. Thank you all again so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to get the video a like, subscribe if you want to, and please click the notification bell if you want to be notified when I go live. I love you guys again. Thank you all so much for being here, and I will see y'all Saturday, 8 p.m. sharp. Bye, everybody.